Travel back in time to North America in the 19th century as a wealthy entrepreneur. You'll invest in early railway companies, make money, and best part is you won't have to do any of the hard work. To be rich. Nothing much has changed in North America. On the active player's turn, they'll buy a share in a company from any available ones at the bottom of these four columns. If they buy one that has no director, meaning both train pawns are here, they'll buy it for any price, minimum $100. They'll place half round up in that company's treasury and take a train pawn, making him director of that company. Go ahead and toot your own horn. If buying a share you're already director of, it'll cost you $1,000, paying half to the company and the other half to the bank. Yes, bankers are always the real winners, and even that hasn't changed all that much in the 21st century. But I digress. Lastly, if buying a share from another director, you'll set the price. That director either allows you to buy that share at that price, or the director buys it instead, paying half round up to the company, but the other half is paid to the player who set the price. Money is hidden in the game, so try and keep track of who has how much. If ever you buy a share and that total equals a director in that company, you become the director of that company. When all players' turns are done, we buy city cards. Starting with the first player, they can choose a company they have a share in and buy a city card from the bottom of the four columns. They must have the available funds in the company to buy that city card. They'll take the city card, pay the amount from that company, and add it to their railway. Since a player can only buy from the same company once this phase per turn, turn the share upright. Then the next player takes their turn. All do so until all have passed, which leads to the final phase, income. It's payday. What's the point of having shares if you're not making money? Each company will receive money equal to the total city's income and gets divided by shares. Players will make that much for each share, and any excess will have the director earn an extra $100. Oops, no, wrong horn. There we go. Do this for all companies, and a new round begins. The game will end when there's either less shares as players in the columns, there are 5 or fewer cities to purchase, or if in the buy city phase, not one city was bought. Final round is played with an exception. During income, if a company cannot divide the payout evenly for the shares, the director doesn't only get $100 extra, he gets half of the remainder. Nope, we used the right horn this time. Players with the most money is the greedy winner. So what this game lacks in art will make up in strong tactics and strategy. When to buy a share, unlocking the next one for the other players, when to invest in your own company, and when to raise the price of a share for a competing director, either in what you think he's willing to buy it for, or aim low to buy the share cheap if you think that director doesn't have the amount of cash. Sometimes you'll have to ally yourself with another player, and that alliance shifts throughout the game as you inch your way to position yourself to the top of the fat cats. Obviously, money management is strong in this game. That said, be warned and bring a calculator to the table, or an abacus. It's more thematic that way. The calculator wasn't invented yet. Anyways, there's lots of calculation and lots of keeping track of whom spent what. So much of it that you might get a headache akin to a canary sent in the mines right before it dies. I went too far, I know. Kind of like that canary. What's very interesting about this game is its length too, meaty but short, like me. And since money is hidden, it keeps you invested in the game, and there's no way of knowing if someone is steamrolling. I am a pun god. It's a cool little title. I'm very keen to see what Flying Lemur has in store for their next game. It scores a 7.5 out of 10.